Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Another day, another person that works in AAA gaming saying the most dumbest thing you've ever heard in your entire life. What's going on, everybody? It's Kata, aka Khalil Too Short, and today we're going to be talking about Randy Pitchford. Yes, I know it's Randy Pitchford, but because of what he's said and done multiple times, he is now going to be called Randy Pitchford because that's what we're doing for Borderlands 4. We're going to be talking about his statements to some fans and what's going to be happening to the brand of Borderlands moving forward. But before we do all that, I need you guys to do 3 things for me. Like the video, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And if you don't do all 3 of those things, that's completely fine. I'm gonna make sure that they make a sequel to that god-awful Borderlands movie that came out last year and completely flopped, and this is probably the first time you ever heard about it, and every single character is going to be played by Rachel Zegler.
She is made for the modern age, which I really love.
Brother,
Now let's get into it. So Borderlands is one of those franchises that succumbed to the poor writing that happened in gaming in recent years. Borderlands 2, in my opinion, is one of the best looter shooters of all time. It has some of the best game mechanics. It has some of the best characters. Claptrap is amazing. And we don't even need to talk about Handsome Jack. He is such a great character. Everybody loves his story. Everybody loved Borderlands up to that point. They tried to do a few spin-offs and some of them took off, some of them didn't. They did the Tales from the Borderlands, and then they even had what's that one little stupid chick name, like Tiny Tina or whatever. They did one of her games too. They didn't do as good as the Borderlands games, but you know, they were fine. And then you had Borderlands 3 that came out, and as somebody who's a avid Borderlands player, when it was coming out, I played Borderlands 3 for all of 2 hours and turned it off. Some of the most cringe dialogue in a villain that you will ever hear. They were like some kind of influencers or something like that. I was just not drawn in at all to the story that they were telling. And then the cell shading didn't look as good as Borderlands 2, so that was throwing me off as well. And many other players, because the game came out, yes, it did have some sales, but commercially, a lot of people didn't really enjoy that game, and it's not talked to too fondly. And do I even need to say anything about this one? So you already had that going for the Borderlands franchise with it going downhill, and then you had that god-awful film that came out last year. And man, when I tell you that is literally one of the worst video game movies of all time, it's like on some Resident Evil type stuff. No, not even, because Resident Evil, those are not faithful to the games at all, but at least they're entertaining. It's like on some Doom 2005 type stuff. Well, you know what? No, not even Doom 2005, because that's actually enjoyable. This is down there with Master Cheeks. And guess who defended that god-awful movie? Randy Pitchford. But before we get into the statements that he was saying, let's go over a little track record about this idiot real quick. He is the CEO and co-founder of Gearbox Studios, and when he has allegations, boy, he's gonna make Kevin Spacey look like a good dude.
when the money's coming your way, you don't ask any questions.
Allegedly, he had a USB drive full of CP and corn all throughout the entire thing, and not only that, it had sensitive data concerning a video game called Alien Colonial Marines. If you don't know about Alien Colonial Marines, it was supposed to be a faithful adaptation to the Alien franchise where you were going to be a badass colonial marine taking on those xenomorphs and just having a great time. And the game came out and it was completely trash because apparently he was pocketing the money and siphoning off the funds that was giving to him to work on Borderlands. And speaking of Borderlands, apparently with Borderlands 3, the original voice actor for Claptrap didn't come back because he was having altercations with Randy Pitchford, and some of them even got physical. And then going into Borderlands 4, he is adding more fuel to the fire that is that brand. On Twitter, a fan, a actual potential customer, came to him and said this: Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't gonna pay $80 and feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher. Now, to be honest, before we get into Randy's dumb statements, I agree with him 100%. The market is going to do what the market is going to do. If they don't want to pay $80, then they're not going to do it. But if you are a smart individual, you would already see that the market has told you they're not even gonna pay for a bunch of $70 video games. With an example that just dropped this week, Doom the Dark Ages is completely flopping on PC. Like, it is not doing well at all, and that was a highly anticipated game. But then you just had Clear Obscure Expedition 33 that dropped a few weeks prior, and that was at $50 and also was on Game Pass like Doom the Dark Ages and was selling millions of copies. So the market is already telling you they would much rather pay $50 to $60 for a video game and not upwards to $70. So what in the holy hell makes you think that you can charge $80? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Granted, there are some games that might be able to get away with it. Something like a GTA, because that's just gonna sell no matter what. But most companies don't have the luxury of something like Rockstar with a cushion and a built-in fan base. It's just not going to work. But you know what also didn't work? Randy Pitchford's statement. Look what he said. Look at this dumbass shit. He goes, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen.
Hey, no, stop, just calm down, don't do it.
We don't even need to read the rest of his fucking statement, because what he just did is exactly what Disney Star Wars fans and Disney Marvel fans and all these new fake fans of all these franchises have been doing for years. Oh, if you're a real fan, well, you would just excuse XYZ. Oh, if you're a real fan, you would just go buy all the merch and blah, 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 blah. Like, they try to invalidate your criticisms by saying you're not a real fan of said products. And that is exactly what he just did. He just tried to Pokemon this potential customer who was asking him about price points.
Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
No, it gets even better. You remember that time when Blizzard had that con and they were bringing out the mobile game and they go,
do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
no, I got another one. Remember when that executive came out for EA talking about Battlefield 5 and saying how if you didn't like the fact that this woman with an amputee arm was on the front lines of World War II, then you shouldn't buy their game?
Not a great plan.
You see the pattern every time somebody says this. What do gamers do? They say, all right, you're gonna try to call my bluff? Fuck you then, nigga, I'm not gonna buy it. So in this instance, what he just did is signal to the entire internet that he doesn't give a fuck about you. You need to go out and you need to make that happen, because in the 90s, he spent $80 on a video game cartridge. Back when video games actually took a lot to manufacture and to get off of the ground, and it was more of a risk because video games were niche and not everybody was buying and playing video games. So of course they were up in price. And if some dumbass idiot in my comments wants to go, oh, it's the inflation argument, if that's the case, we would have been paying $90 for video games 10 fucking years ago. So that's not how that works. He basically just pulled a back in my day, I had to go, you know, mow lawns and throw newspaper at doors. So you don't have no excuse. Man, shut the fuck up. We live in an economy where some people can't even buy groceries. They can't even afford their light bill, their phone bill, any of these other things. And most people who buy games don't buy that many games. They buy upwards to maybe 4 games a year, and 3 of those are casuals, like the 2Ks, the sports games, you know, the Call of Duties, and maybe some obscure game. But it's the audacity of these corporate motherfuckers to come out and say, oh, well, hey, you broke boy then, man, you better just pay for this. Nah, bro, that's some bullshit. You are not a consumer. You are not a number on a spreadsheet. You're a customer. Your vote matters. You have all the power in the world. So if you don't want companies to charge upwards to $80, $90 to $100 for a video game, you vote with your wallet, and then you get on the internet and you tell them to go fuck themselves. Rightly so. I know some people will be like, well, don't tell somebody how to spend their money. I completely understand that. Some things just, hey, forget about it, man. That's not my business. Me, I'm gonna tell you, fuck these niggas. Don't spend money on people and companies who outright don't like you or respect you as a customer. It's a spit in the face to you, and it's disrespectful to you for them to think that they can just throw anything at you and you're still gonna buy it. There's only one way to describe stuff like that.
Sheer fucking hubris.
All in all, he just did the classic thing that's been happening for numerous years when it comes to these products about to be released. We just saw an example of that earlier this year with Avowed, a game that was coming out from Obsidian, and a lot of people were actually looking forward to it. It looked like a Skyrim kind of game and people wanted to play it. And then you had one dumbass idiot come out on the internet and say that he added pronouns into the video games because he wanted to own Elon Musk, aka he wanted to own the chuds. And that completely halted any kind of momentum that game had. So anybody that was working on it and was working hard, all their hard work just went out the door. And Randy fucking Pitchford just did the exact same thing here with Borderlands 4. People might have been working on this game since upwards of 2020, and you just threw that all in the ground because you want to go tell some off customer to fuck himself and go get his fucking money up. That's crazy to me. One day these companies will realize that they're not the ones in charge. They're not the ones that own us. Nigga, we own you. We made you. Borderlands wouldn't be anything if me and other people didn't go out and buy these video games. You don't owe these companies a damn cent if you don't want it. And if they're gonna disrespect you and your hard-earned money, and not just that, your most valuable resource, which is your time, then tell them to go fuck themselves. Son of a... I might sound angry. That's because I am. I am passionate about customers' rights, and I hate corporations that disrespect you, dude. It's bullshit. People need to have some backbone and stand up and just stop taking it, dude. You're in charge. Literally. Quite literally, if you want the company to fail, close your wallet. That's all you gotta do. I'm getting angry, so we're gonna have to wrap this up. Do you agree with Randy Pitchford, or do you think that he's a dumbass nigga like I do? Put it in the comments and we're gonna talk about it. But until next time, it's been your boy Kata. I hope you got some kind of value, entertainment, anger, laugh, sadness, or whatever from this video. If you did, drop a like, drop a sub, and as I said earlier, talk in the comments, give me some feedback. I'll see y'all in the next one. Be easy, man. $80 for a video game, man. You can suck my goddamn